Welcome back to Pokémon Sterling Silver Hardcore Nuzlocke Challenge, my friends. Petrel and the 12v12 left for the hideout. 3 deaths in total in this entire section for now at least is fine. Some fights was really hard, not gonna lie, and we need to, like one grunt with Tropius and Bastiodon. I was pretty matched there. That was a hard fraud in the end. But yeah, I think 3 deaths are fine. And this is my team for this fight. And however, I could find a riskless line for this fight with no sacrifice. And even have XP share bot in this fight. So this is my team. We can see the IVs and the nature again here. And so we have Charcoal Typhlosion. We have Lagging Tail Executor. We have Expert Belt Gyarados with 49. We only need level 15 on Eggy and on Typhlosion, because this will change some ranges, what is really important. And we have Frostlass with Shell Bell, Shell Armor, Wormadam, and Togetic with the XP share. So this is really nice that we can even XP dump in this fight right now. Okay. And I basically recooked this fight. So this took a bit to cook this fight, because I just didn't realize on the start, and that's, yeah, I'm really surprised about that. I was not expecting that the Typhlosion lead just works even with 0 IVs. So with level 50 we have a guaranteed kill against this Pidgeot with Blast Burn. What is crazy, in my opinion, what is really crazy, because I was not expecting that. And that's why I could recook, and I can abuse the cat now, because abusing the cat is most of the time a really nice thing. We will just Blast Burn kill this, and because of the typing overflow, always bait in Perugly before Wailord, what is also really important, of course, here. And yeah, this will always use straight up EQ, even without Life Orb. EQ sees a kill, we have 0 IVs, so yeah, everything is just doing a ton of damage. It is not seeing a kill with Body Slam, however, it is whatever here right now. It can just use anything. The only move what can touch my Frostlass here right now is U-turn, so we can always go to Frostlass. And that's really important, by the way, that we are Levitate, otherwise this strat would not work. Let me show you something really interesting for this challenge right now, because this is actually only possible because of the 0 IV challenge. So, this Perugly is faster than my Frostlass, and that is usually not the thing. Like, if you're not minus speed, or like super low IVs like I am right now, 0 basically, you will outspeed this Perugly, and you need to have Lagging Tail, and with Lagging Tail my strat just doesn't work here right now. So, yeah, that is really important that we are actually slower than this Perugly. So we have also Earth Power right now, we can see. And we could hit the incoming Absol, because Absol is the next incoming Pokemon, because this Perugly can only U-turn. We could hit this with Earth Power and kill this with Earth Power. But we don't want to have that, because we will bait Tropius after that. And we want to kill this Tropius differently, because Tropius was in the team building the hardest Pokemon for my entire box. Like, there was one play, and I was thinking about that. I even wrote that in the Discord, that I could edge my Gyarados, because my Gyarados on level 50 have a speed tie. Okay, but back to the plan. So this can only U-turn, and we want to abuse that a bit. So what we're gonna do on this U-turn is we will go to Typhlosion. And now, however, it needs to U-turn into Wailord, because Wailord is the only Pokemon in the bag that have a super effective move outside of Perugly. And the good news is, even U-turn crit is never putting us into danger. What that means for us is that this Wailord will only and only use Dive now against my Typhlosion. What is really important, of course, because we don't want to bait random moves. This is really important for the plan. So this will always Dive, and we will go to Eggy. Eggy on level 50, that's why level 50 is important, and the Quiet Nature is really important here as well. Will always kill this with Lagging Tail Grass Knot now. So this dive will hit, and after that dive we will hit the Grass Knot because of the Lagging Tail. And Grass Knot is just without recoil, so Grass Knot is better here than Egg Bomb. It's basically the same base power against Veilord. And I just removed Flamethrower. Yeah, and Flamethrower and Psychic both are just DMs anyways, so yeah, we can just teach that whenever we want. Ooh! There is the Absol, and yeah, that's a really nice thing. Now we want to abuse the cat a bit more. That's really important for the plan. So, this is Night Slash guaranteed. We will go to Wormadam. This could, I think, also go Shadow Claw. Because Shadow Claw is also high crit. It doesn't really matter, because as long it is not superpower on the switch in, Wormadam is safe here. So, we will slow U-turn out here, and that is really important that we cannot trigger switch AI. We need this free switch in. That's the most important thing, and we can't get the crit here. But we can see we always survive that. And we U-turn. I think Night Slash even saw a kill after the dive damage anyways. 123, let me just check that. Just want to know it. Because, yeah, 0 IVs is obviously... no, Night Slash was not seeing a kill. So it could Shadow Claw. It was possible to use Shadow Claw there. Yeah. But we was fine against Shadow Claw as well. So any move outside of superpower we was always fine. And now we will switch to Typhlosion. And we cannot trigger switch here because the only Pokemon in the bag what is resisting the U-turn is Magmortar, and Magmortar doesn't have a super effective move against my Typhlosion. So we can just Flamethrower here, kill this Absol now. And always bait in Purugly in bag, what is really important. Ooh! And yeah, that's really important because, like I said, there is one Pokemon, and that is Tropius actually, what gave me really problems in the team building. So we will go to Frostlass, and now we will see why it was so important that we are actually even Body Slam range right now, but that's completely fine. Why it is so important that we are actually slower, because we will be slower with the Ice Beam and hit the incoming Tropius now with this Ice Beam, and Tropius comes in before Magmortar, what is really important here right now. So, we will Ice Beam the Tropius. With that, we will break the Yachi Berry. And yeah, obviously we are faster than Tropius, so we will just kill this with a second Ice Beam. And with that, we can avoid the edging with Gyarados, because if I need to edge Gyarados, that means for me that Gyarados is not usable in the 12v12 anymore. And I'm not sure. I might use that, okay? There is another threat, but thankfully I have a really good solution for that. So this is guaranteed Flamethrower only, nothing else. We are basically on full life here right now, and Flamethrower is just the only move what is actually doing a ton of damage on my Frostlass. T-Bolt is also doing a decent amount of damage, but it's, yeah, from this HP, it's only and only Flamethrower. So we are super safe to go to Gyarados. And even with 0 IVs, the most important thing is we are faster. Because this is minus speed plus special attack Magmortar. And now, the second important thing, because of the naughty nature, we always kill this with Aqua Tail. We don't fly, of course. We always kill this with Aqua Tail. And with that, Magmortar is gone as well. We don't need to be higher than 49 here, because we are never in danger. And Magmortar is gone as well. And with that, we have the last Pokemon left. Wow, the Mad Cat. And yeah, we will just go to my Frostlass and play that super safe, because this Purugly can't do shit against me. And yeah, this is a thick fat, and that's why Ice Beam will do lower damage than stuff like Power Gem or Earth Power. So we will just Earth Power here, and this can only U-turn. And even if there's multiple crits here, it's completely fine, because we have the Shell Bell, and it will get Life Orb recoil. So we can't lose this matchup here. That's just not possible. That's why I'm just holding the Shell Bell here, because for Tropius I don't need a damage item anyways. And like we can see, this is completely fine. And also because we know it is U-turn, it can only U-turn. I can also go to Typhlosion to finish this off, basically. because I'm always faster than this Purugly with Typhlosion. So yeah, last Earth Power and kill this Purugly. There's one record what is still up right now, and wow, we never lost the Pokemon in any run to Petrel 1. Ever. Like, I never lost any Pokemon to this first fight. I'm talking only about the first Petrel fight. So that is a nice record, I would say. And we could hold that even in the hardest challenge runs, in the 5 Nuzlocke, in the rare Nuzlocke, in the 50 plus adapted NG plus Bennett run, and in the 0 IVs run at the moment as well. Yeah, thank you for watching, my boys. And the next fight is a 12v12. I think that fight will be pretty hard, not gonna lie. 0 IVs in this fight. Holy shit. See ya, guys.